Welcome to the High School Basketball Coaches Show, brought to you by the great folks at COMC, Central Ozarks Medical Center, where your health is their mission. Also brought to you by the great folks at Slumberland Furniture, Slumberland at the Lake, our veterinarian Surdike Yamaha. So we're focusing this week on the Osage Indians. Hall of Fame coach Craig Engelbrecht with us again. And Coach, we've done several of your games on Lake TV this year. You guys are really, really fun to cover, and I'm telling you what, that team is starting to put it together of yours.
Yeah, I think we've started to play a lot better after Christmas, and I think we're improving, and that's what you hope from a team, that they just get better as the season progresses.
Yeah, absolutely. And before the game, you had a special game at the old Heritage Gymnasium, which it was my first time there, but I think that was the old Osage High School or something, right?
Correct.
Way back in the day. And before your game against Versailles that night, they honored you for picking up your 600th career win. Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. 600 wins.
Yeah, accomplished that early in the year at the Eugene tournament. So we'd beaten Bell that night for number 600, and then the AD, Tom, said that they wanted to do something in front of the home fans since it was done on the road, and I really appreciated all the effort they went into to recognize that accomplishment. But I just appreciate all the kids I've coached over the years and all the parents that have brought kids to practices, and it's a team goal.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're right. I mean, you don't do it on your own. You need a lot of help, whether it's assistant coaches, parents, and the kids themselves, obviously.
Yeah.
But already in the Hall of Fame, and the honors just keep on coming. That's kind of cool. Do you remember your very first win?
Boy, that's a good question. I was coaching the Russellville girls.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but I don't remember what the very first win was. Yeah. I didn't know I'd be in it this long.
Right. I was like, wow. Okay.
Yeah. You just go out there and you coach that year, and then the next year comes around, and before long, you've got 39 years in.
39 years. Isn't that amazing? It goes by pretty quick too, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, so that Heritage Gym, the old Osage High School, now I believe is like an elementary school or a middle school, something like that. Did you ever play or coach in that gym before?
I was telling the boys that I did coach a summer league game there when they had summer league things, and I have played pickup basketball there.
Yeah.
But no, that was my first game, not my first game, but since they've done the Heritage Classic.
Yeah.
First year during COVID, we could not host it. Last year we had the game against Iberia, and then this year against Versailles. So.
Right. Kind of fun to go in those old gyms like that. And for an old guy like me, it kind of reminds me of growing up, playing in those old gyms in little towns and stuff like that. They have a lot of character.
Yeah, and I thought, you could tell from the atmosphere on Friday night, just the buzz in the place and the student body, and it just got loud in there, and the band was, rocking the place. So it was a great environment. But like you say, even going to places like Conway and playing in those gyms, and Buffalo has kind of one of the older gyms that are just kind of nostalgia, they walk in there and play. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, it really is. There is something special about those gyms. So you guys are about 500 going into this week. Tri-County Conference, really good again this year. Blair Oaks, when they got the football players back, they've really stepped up playing good. Southern Boone playing really well. Versailles playing really well. Hallsville playing really well this year. And then you have a team like Eldon that goes in and knocks off Hallsville and beat them up pretty good too. Yeah. So really from top to bottom, this conference is pretty tough this year.
Yeah, and year in and year out it is tough. Maybe Blair Oaks is not head and shoulders above the conference like they have been in the past.
Yep.
But every year, everybody else, can beat anyone.
Yeah.
So that's what makes it competitive. That's why you got to be on your toes, and you got to bring your best game every single night.
Kind of makes it fun.
It
Absolutely.
does.
And it's in Missouri basketball, high school basketball, you have your conferences and that's fine, but really the bigger, more important issue is your district, right? Because those are the teams you're going to have to play in the postseason to try to win a district title and move along. Just looking at your district, really, you and Versailles seem to be the top teams. Maybe Springfield Catholic. They play really good competition up there in Springfield, so it's tough to know how good they are. They're probably really strong. You three teams are probably the teams to beat in that district this year.
Well, and California has already beaten us early this year, so throw California in
They're
the mix.
in there.
Yeah, they're in there too. And then you just mentioned Eldon can beat anybody on any given night. So it's going to be a topsy-turvy district, and that's why, when you said that we're playing better as we're going along, that's what we hope, that we're playing our best ball during that week of the season so we can compete.
Absolutely, and it's hard to believe we're already getting toward the end of the season.
Yes.
The postseason's not that far away. So we're talking Osage Indian basketball here on the COMC High School Basketball Coaches Show. We'll have more with Hall of Fame coach Craig Engelbrecht right after this. At COMC, your health is our mission. Central Ozarks Medical Center is growing in our community with a new dental location to serve you in Eldon and a new location in Loring. COMC also makes your children a priority with a mobile dental unit serving schools in rural areas where access can be a challenge. COMC also offers OBGYN, sports medicine, pediatric, and behavioral health care. Get more info on how COMC can help you at centralozarks.org. COMC, where your health is our mission.
Hey everyone, Daryl Cunningham with Slumberland Furniture at the Lake. We're starting our President's Day sale. That means furniture for every room of the house is on sale. Not only are we offering discounts on the furniture, but you can still get 0% interest financing. We deliver the entire lake area, so come see us at Slumberland Furniture, where we're bringing happy home.
Your furry friends are more than pets, they're family, and at our veterinary, we understand that. With multiple locations, we can service your pets when and where you need it. Our team of professionals offer routine wellness, orthopedic care from broken bones to joint repair, and even emergency services. We are ready to welcome your pet to our family with medical or preventative care. Our veterinary, with 6 convenient locations, the team providing exceptional care for your pet when and where you need it.
Visit Surdak Yamaha at Lake of the Ozarks, 50 years strong.
If you love the lake, you gotta love Lake TV. Welcome back to the COMC High School Basketball Coaches Show. We're talking about the Osage Indians. Hall of Fame coach Craig Engelbrecht with us. Just got honored before the Versailles game with 600th win earlier this season. That is incredible. So we've covered several of your games this year. Fun team to watch. And you've got a lot of youngsters that are really starting to step up for you. The other night against Versailles, you had Andrew Gruss, sophomore, I think, right? Yep. Playing incredibly well. Noah Northrup, Maverick Trusty, he's a freshman, hit some big threes. Blake Harrison, all really young guys, freshmen or sophomores. That has to make you pretty happy as a coach.
Yeah, I've been really thrilled about their development as the year has gone along. We saw them play some summer league basketball, and I did expect that they could play at this level. And now, as you're seeing, especially someone like Andrew Gruss, who got off to a slow start, had kind of a foot injury at the beginning of the year, but he has been tremendous these last 2 weeks and gives us an inside presence. And really, Maverick has been very consistent since he started to play some varsity. And Noah had a really, really outstanding game against Versailles, and we know he has that kind of ability.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm most jealous of Maverick's hair.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of it right up there.
Yeah.
There was a day when I had some hair like that.
Yeah, our team is the hair team. You can, any style you want, come and watch us. You'll see that style of hairdo.
Yeah, absolutely. And we talked about the young guys, but you've got some older players really stepping up, doing well. I mean, Will Faulkner has just done an amazing job. I think he's probably your team leader, just watching from the outside. JP Cordula, I've been surprised at how good he's been shooting from the free throw line. I mean, he hits 2-point shots from the free throw line all the time.
Yeah, and he's coming off a shoulder injury, where he hurt his shoulder against Eugene a couple weeks ago. So he still has to, battle through that and get therapy on that. So you got to appreciate his toughness to gut it out. But yeah, I think he's been shooting the ball really well. Gives us that 15-foot jump shot, which is very important when we play teams that play zone defense. And you mentioned Blake Harrison. His tenacity on the boards and just his grittiness on defense has really kind of made us a little better team.
Absolutely, but that all comes with the help of coaching, not to mention the parents and all that stuff. What kind of player were you? I'm guessing you played basketball, right?
Mm-hmm. Played at Eugene.
Yeah.
Played for Charlie Vaughn, who's actually from Osage. So talk
Small world.
about a small world. Yeah. Played for Charlie Vaughn, and we had good teams. I was more of a sixth man. Depending on how I played, maybe a seventh if you didn't play too well. But,
right. I do. I know that very well.
That? Okay. Yeah. In that era, there was not a lot of substitutions. I mean, you had to really scrap and claw to get playing time.
Yeah.
And but I had a really good group. Our junior and senior year, we won our districts both years. My junior and senior year. Unfortunately, we always lost in that first round of state to Clopton.
Okay.
Lost always. I think the first year we lost in double overtime, and the second year I think we lost in overtime.
Wow.
And they went to the Final Four those years. So you always felt like if you could have got
that close.
Yeah, you were that close.
Yeah. So were you a guard?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So kind of a wiry, tough guy out.
Point guard. Yeah.
Okay. Did you know you wanted to be a coach when you were playing? Did you know back in those days that this was what you wanted to do?
Yeah. Pretty early on, my mom was always a teacher at Russellville for a lot of years, and just kind of going with her to watch her put on plays and stuff, and just being around and just being in the gym, and stuff. Yeah, it just was kind of in my blood, and always liked basketball growing up, and used to watch all the John Wooden UCLA games, and I really enjoyed his style. And so I was like, that'd be kind of cool to do that. So I was lucky enough to coach basketball and baseball, throughout my career. So yeah, it's been fun.
It's a special atmosphere. You talk about, going with your mom, putting on the plays, going to the gym, shooting around, doing that stuff. That is a really neat thing that really you can only get in that environment.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So you kind of grow up in it, and kind of gets in your blood.
Yeah, absolutely. That's very cool. Okay, so who is your favorite athlete of all time? If you think back over the years, you bring up John Wooden, would it be like a Bill Russell or not Bill Russell, Bill Walton?
Yeah, I liked all the, that's all you saw at that time. Because UCLA was so successful, you saw the Kareem Abdul-Jabbars, the Bill Waltons, those guys. But I guess kind of, I know they say college basketball took off in 1979.
Yeah.
That was the year I graduated.
Really?
79. Oh. And they say it took off with the
Larry Bird, Magic Johnson.
Yes, exactly. Larry Bird, Magic Johnson. So I was always kind of a Magic Johnson fan and kind of followed his career throughout. So even in college, I had the same number as Magic Johnson on our intramural team. So yeah, I was kind of a Magic Johnson fan. And then here comes along Michael Jordan, and so that kind of passed the torch over. So I was a Michael Jordan fan. Now I'm a Steph Curry fan. So you know how it kind of,
kind of they're all basketball players, right?
Yeah. I had all the Cardinal. I was a big Cardinal fan. So I had my Lou Brock and Bob Gibson and those guys that were one of my favorites. And now Trey Turner for the Philadelphia Phillies. He's one of my favorites. So I have I like a lot of them.
It's kind of an amazing story. You talk about Magic and Larry Bird, hated each other at first, very big rivals, Lakers and Celtics, but then they became friends. I think they started doing commercials together, found out that they were actually a lot alike and liked each other. And it's kind of fascinating how that happens. And sports can do that. Sports tends to bring people together.
That's exactly what I was going to say. You make so many good relationships through sports and through coaching, but just the kids that play basketball, and now even more with social media, they know the kids so much better, and they post stuff, and stuff's out there that they can see. So used to, we didn't know them except for playing against them.
Yeah.
We didn't know them really outside of a school setting that often. And so it was interesting, like we were just talking the other day, you go to college with a guy that you played against, you're like, well, he's not such a bad guy. I kind of like him now.
Yeah, doggone it.
Yeah. So you do find those things out.
All right. So Coach Craig Engelbrecht already in the Hall of Fame, over 600 wins, Osage Indians. We will have your game on Monday, February 20th against Boonville. Looking forward to that.
Looking forward to it.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us for the COMC High School Basketball Coaches Show.